worthy ones. You have to avoid telling your dream to toxic people. What's up, is Gene, this word to be great. And I'm here to help you build your self discipline so you can achieve your greatness. You have a dream and you're excited about it. You want to just tell everybody because you finally got a vision for your life. Maybe it's been so many years you've been stagnant. You just graduated from high school, you graduated from college, you've been in a job that you no longer like, and you've been trying to figure out what is it I can do with my life. And then the light bulb finally goes out. You discover a talent. You discover something about yourself that gives you a new vision for your life. And now you're excited about it. You want to tell your family members, you want to tell your friends, you want to tell strangers. But the issue is, if you tell it to the wrong people, their toxicity can kill your enthusiasm. It can kill your dream. It can kill that new vision you have for your life. So that's why I want to talk to you about how to avoid telling your dream to toxic people. You see, this was a major mistake that I made when I first had a new vision for my life of being a speaker, making videos, writing books. You see, I used to work in corporate America, and I used to sit in a cubicle every day. And I was a exercise physiologist, a behavior change specialist, a health coach, and I used to talk to people all over the country. And next to me was this lady who was twice my age, and she also did a job similar to mine, but she had did it for most of her life. Now, because the way things were set up at the corporation, we had a certain amount of calls we had to do, and we had a quota we had to make. And so every day I went in with a mission. I would spend the first 4 hours of my job making sure that I made my quota for the day. I got my calls in, I got all my work done. And then I would spend the last 4 hours doing my personal development. You see, I was going to workshops, I was going to seminars, I had hired coaches. And so when I was done with my work and my job, I would work with myself. It's kind of like what Jim Rome said, the great business philosopher. He said, always work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Now, I was working pretty hard on my job. I was giving them more in which they was paying me, but I made sure those last 4 hours, I was working hard on myself. Now, the lady next to me, we're going to call Miss R. She used to watch me all the time. We didn't have much conversation between us. But I noticed that she would always stare at me. She never would say anything. And sometimes it would make me uncomfortable because I didn't know what this lady was thinking. So one day I was sitting in my cubicle and I was reading one of my business books. And she said, Gene, let me ask you a question. Why are you always reading those books, watching those YouTube videos? I see this on like this personal development type stuff. Why are you always doing these things? And I said, to be honest, Miss R, I'm starting my own business. I'm gonna be speaking. I'm gonna be an author. I'm gonna be a great speaker. I'm gonna touch so many people's lives. I have a vision for myself. And she looked at me and she said, you gonna start your own business? You mean to tell me you're gonna leave this corporation where you have all of this stability, you have all this safety to go out and start your own business? She said, let me tell you something. My sister started her own business and it killed her. She was working night and day long hours. She was almost going bankrupt, and she eventually died because of my health complications because of stress of her business. She said, you can read all the books you want to. You go all the workshops you want to. You can have coaches, seminars, whatever. It's not going to work. Most business owners fail. You need to stay here at this company, work for 20 or 30 years, and then retire. Because taking a risk of starting a business is not worth it. And I remember I looked at Miss R and I say, whatever happened to your sister has nothing to do with me. I sympathize with you. I hate that the things that happened to her happened, but that has nothing to do with me. I said, not only that, I think it's a bigger risk if I stay at this company for 20 something years and then they lay me off because I can never get that time back. I would rather take a chance on myself, my goals and my dreams. So I appreciate you giving me your suggestions, but I totally reject them. And you would think after that conversation, she would stop talking about it. No, for the next couple of weeks, she was telling me all the reasons I would fail. She was always saying something negative. She was such a toxic person. And I'm sure some of y'all probably got somebody in your life right now. You told them your dream, and they give you all this toxicity. They try and discourage you. They tell you all the reasons it won't work. And it's very, very frustrating. So every day I kept doing what I was doing. I was working on myself. I kept reading my books. I started ignoring Miss R. Even though her toxicity was getting on my nerves, it was frustrating me. And then right at that time, I had some vacation time coming up. So I was like, oh my goodness, I can leave the job for a little bit. I was going to go to Austin and do a speech for some college students. I was very excited about it. And I told myself, I'm not going to tell her what I'm going to do over my vacation, because I know if I do, she's going to tell me all the reasons that's going to fail as well. So when it was time for me leaving my vacation, I pieced out. I went to Austin. I gave my speech. I enjoyed myself. I kept up my reading, my personal development, working my communication skills. I was really, really, really enjoying myself because I had this dream. I had this new vision for my life. And when that week was over, and I was dread going back to the office to sit in the cubicle, knowing I was going to be sitting next to that toxic person, Miss R, I got back to my job and I said, okay, here we go. I got to hear all this negative crap from this lady. But there was something that was very unusual. When I got back to the job, see, one thing we all had on our cubicles is we had our name tags. We had these like golden name tags. And when I got back to the job, the first thing that I noticed is that Miss R cubicle was clean. Her name tag was missing. And I was like, what in the world is going on? Because she had been working at this company probably almost 20 some years. And I went to one of my other coworkers. I say, where's Miss R? Did she finally get promoted? I mean, what's going on? Why is her cubicle clean? Her name tag on. Did she move to another team? And he looked at me and said, oh, no, Gene, while you was going on vacation, they had some layoffs. And Miss R got laid off. And I remember thinking to myself, I just had this conversation with Miss R. And I was telling her I felt that the biggest risk I could ever take is working for a corporation for 20 some years and they get laid off. And then I just witnessed the very thing that I was afraid of, that I thought about, happen to her. You see, I realized at that moment that we have to take responsibility for achieving the greatest inside of us. We cannot let toxic people put their limitations on us. We have to follow our own heart. We have to do the things that we know that we're supposed to do so we can realize that great vision inside of us. Now, it was very unfortunate what happened to Miss R. But I'm sure at some point in her life, she had a dream, she had a goal, and she lost that dream. And it caused her to become very toxic. And when she saw me as somebody that was a lot younger than her, that was full of life, that was full of energy, that had a new dream, instead of her trying to encourage me, she tried to discourage me. So you have to make sure you do not share your dream with toxic people. You have to avoid sharing your dream at every cost, because you have to understand that dream that you have, it can be watered down, it can be destroyed by somebody with so much toxicity in their heart that they push that toxicity on you, and it causes you to doubt yourself. So how do you avoid if sharing your dream with toxic people? Well, I want to talk to you about doing what I call dream vetting. You see, when you talk to somebody about your dream, or you're thinking about talking to them, you just met this person, a stranger, it's a family member, it's a friend, whoever it is, you have to dream vet them. And the first thing you do with dream vetting is you ask them this question. So what vision do you have for your life? What do you plan on doing? What do you want to accomplish? If that person said to you, I have no idea, you do not share your dream with that person. And the reason you don't want to share your dream with that person because that can spark envy. And if that person already got a toxic attitude, that person's gonna be like Miss R and start telling you all of these, your dream won't become a reality. They will start telling you all of these, you're gonna fail. And eventually they can get inside of you and kill your dream. So the first thing you ask them is what vision do they have for their life? And if they don't have one, you don't say anything. But if that person does have a vision for their life, the second thing you ask them is, what plan do you have for that vision? Now, if that person doesn't have a plan, it's just like Benjamin Franklin said. If you fail to plan in life, you plan to fail. So if that person don't have a plan, they don't have no interest in going after that dream. They just like talking about it. It's a wish. So if that person don't have a plan for that dream, do not tell them your dream because once again, you're opening yourself up to a toxic, potentially toxic person that can destroy your dream. They can see you have a plan for your dream. They can see you going after your dream. And because you're going after yours and they aren't, or you have a plan and they don't have one, they can turn and become resentful towards you and try to kill your dream. Now, if that person does have a plan for that dream, let's move to the third thing. You ask that individual, what actions are you taking towards your dream and what type of results have you produced? Now, if that person is taking no action, because they don't have a plan, you already know not to share it with them. But if that person is taking action, have them show you something. Are they posting videos online? Did they write a book? Are they in a speech club? Are they writing their rap lyrics? Let them show you something they're actually doing. Because one thing I learned is this, is that if a person is taking action on their dream, they understand how hard it is. They understand how tough it is just to keep believing in yourself, to keep believing in your vision. And so they won't try to discourage you. They want to encourage you because they are also on a path to take action to realize that great vision inside of them. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that person say they have a plan for, they're taking action on that dream. Because if they're not taking action and they see you are, they're going to most likely try to stop you. So these are the ways you can avoid telling toxic people your dream. And I encourage you to heed to these things because if you want your dream to become a reality, if you want to stay motivated, if you want to realize that great vision inside of you, you want to do everything you possibly can to protect that dream. And one of the best ways for you to do so is avoid telling toxic people your dream. So protect your dream from toxic people by keeping it in your heart and only sharing it with the other people who have a dream, who have a plan, and who are taking action because you are worthy to be great. If you like this video, I want to ask you to like and share this video. Also, if you're struggling with your self-discipline, I want to encourage you to get a copy of my new book, Worthy to be Great, How to Build Self-Discipline to Achieve Your Greatness. Just click the link below or in my profile and get your copy today.